The unique situation that the LNP has put itself in, with a leader inside the Parliament and another on the outside, has put Queensland politics into uncharted territory. Political reporter Chris O'Brien was in Parliament when the news broke. Chris, Parliament was the perfect stage for all the drama to play out.
Yes, Jess, there's a structure to Parliament. Question time, members' statements and so forth, which provided a framework for this week's tumult. For example, watch the Speaker's face here when he invites the new parliamentary leader of the LNP to formally notify the House of the radical change.
Appointments. Are there any appointments?
Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr.
Speaker, I can tell the government is delighted. I can tell the government is delighted, Mr. Speaker.
Just wait.
How long have I got?
Those on my right.
Mr. Speaker? It won't take long. It won't take long. How rattled are you? Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. See if you're game. Mr. Speaker, I know that the House will be delighted to hear that yesterday I was elected as Leader of the Opposition. I can tell the government are delighted. And Mr. Speaker, might I say it's good to be back.
Jess, that was Mr. Sini merely reporting his new role. You know what happened when the real hurly-burly started.
It didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't.
Normally at this time, on a parliamentary sitting day, I would be thanking the Leader of the Opposition for his question. Of course, today I have no choice but to thank the interim Leader of the Opposition, because that is the new title, self-described by the member for Callide. And Mr. Speaker, why is he describing himself? Why is he describing himself as the interim Leader of the Opposition? Because yesterday the Liberal National Party decided to tear up the rulebook of the Westminster system of parliamentary democracy.
The attacks by the Premier and her ministers were relentless. They really mocked the double-barrelled leadership. It was a dress rehearsal, I think, for the next election campaign.
On the other hand, though, the LNP says the government is so scared of the Lord Mayor they didn't even dare utter his name.
This is leadership LNP style. Mr. Speaker, you get two for the price of one. One who can't do the job because he's not here, and the other who says he'll do it on his behalf. What the member for Callide has allowed happen is he has allowed the machinations of the Liberal National Party to render him an illegitimate leader of an illegitimate opposition.
Campbell Newman and the LNP government that will be elected from the LNP election team that he will lead will come into this place and we will fix the failings of this tired Labor government. The sooner the better. The sooner the better. The sooner we get an opportunity to do that, the better for the people of Queensland.
Mr. Speaker.
Campbell is coming and it frightens the life out of them, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Campbell Newman may be the alternative Premier, but he can't even come into Parliament House yet without a visitor's pass. But, Chris, his parliamentary colleague signed him in on Wednesday night?
Yes, the Lord Mayor had dinner here along with the party president, Bruce McIver. Now, I don't think Lawrence Springborg sat down for a meal with them, but apparently a fair few LNP members did sit down to say g'day to their leader-in-waiting.
Like a Medici prince, Mr. Speaker, he held court, surrounded by fine food and fine wine. This arrogant man then summoned the Tory toadies to line up. He extended his hand to them and asked them to kiss his ring, Mr. Speaker. Asked them to kiss his ring. With Machiavelli and McIver next to him, Tory after Tory paid homage in a desperate attempt to seek patronage and save their front bench spots, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. It's very unclear as to who was kissing the ring. We're uncertain of who he has identified. If he can make it clear in his...
There's no point of order.
Mr. Speaker, there were two rings to kiss there, obviously, with the pretend Leader of the Opposition there as well.
Moving right along, we also heard, Chris, this week Jeff Sini challenged the government to bring it on. He meant the election, obviously. How soon might that be?
Well, Labor strategists, Jess, are keeping their options open. They're tempted to go soon, but there are also some of them who are waiting to see if the two-headed beast, as they call it, attacks itself.
Either way, we're probably in for a wild ride.
I think we'll all need a holiday after this, Jess. And fortunately, there was other news in Parliament this week. For example, we heard there are 7 reasons to visit the beaches of 1770 and Agnes Water.
1, it's the birthplace of Queensland. 2, there's no crocs. 3, no box jelly. 4, the sharks aren't that hungry. 5, you can surf and swim all year round. 6, there's better diving at the bottom of the Great Barrier Reef. And 7, it's Queensland's best kept secret.